All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at Chiller Theater again with Jeff Kober. Now, a lot of people would see me sitting here and know me well enough to know that I am pissed that this guy was not on that, not going to get more seasons out of that, and I'm hoping that he's going to get more. On Walking Dead.
On Walking Dead. You know, I just heard that in the comic my character lasted longer.
Right.
But, you know, they needed somebody to push Rick over the edge and go feral.
Listen, teach him all the way. Teach him all the way is the best freaking line in that.
Teach him, fellas. Teach him all the way.
You could have been. Everybody makes a big deal about this Negan guy. You were better entrance than Negan, better group than Negan, better everything. This is. I don't even want to hear it. I was a big fan. What is going on now? That you're.
What's going on now?
Yeah.
With me?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. I just shot Clint Eastwood, the Sully Project, about Sully Sullenberger, who landed his plane on the Hudson.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to go shoot a movie in a couple of weeks, a post-apocalyptic thriller outside of L.A., and I'm doing a lot of wet plate photography. Mm-hmm. And I teach meditation, so I'm busy all the time. And
you teach meditation?
I do. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy, because the guy who was before was, character was cutting people's faces off. I mean, forgive me for going with one thing here with The Walking Dead, but it's been the hot topic, and that's we've been talking to all the actors, and I'm telling you, I can't turn my head without somebody telling me, make sure you talk to more Walking Dead people. I mean, what do you think about that show? Was that what made it what it is, and how did your character play into that role to help escalate it? And how do you feel about the current role of villains on it?
Okay, so I think the show is so powerful and popular for a couple reasons. Number one, it's made with love. All those people love each other. They really work together, and there's no prima donnas. Everyone is working for the good of the show and to present something powerful and strong and true. And, and that's all led by Andy. He's just like, Andrew Lincoln is one of the most amazing actors I've ever worked with. He just taught me something about acting. His commitment is, 120% on camera, off camera, and everyone just follows his lead. As well, they're talking about, it's a zombie show, but it's really about humanity. What are you willing to do to save your own neck, to save someone else's neck? So it's asking they're real questions about being a human.
How did you become involved on that show? What was your first introduction to know that you were going to be a part of that show?
Well, I went and videotaped an audition with the casting directors, and there were a few of us that they looked at, and I got the call.
When did you how did you get what was the call? How did you find out? You know what I mean?
Yeah, my manager called me and said, I got good news, and
that was that.
And I was happy.
How, did you have any good time? Was there anything that sticks out in your head about the time you were working with them, shooting anything, any stories?
It was fun to shoot, and, the directors were great. The actors were great, the writing is great, and the people were genuinely nice.
How hard, now, hearing that you teach meditation and the character that you played on there, there was a semi-sanity involved in the methods of how the group operated when you were as the leader, where it would be like there's rules to follow, it's simple, almost like a semi-father figure to Daryl in a way.
Right.
Where it was like, this is the rules, you follow them, it'll be simple, we'll teach you, but there's penalties, as extreme as they were. And there were some pretty extremes in there. Now, how does a guy who teaches meditation and follows this peaceful ritual get into a frame of mind to act in such an aggressive character?
Well, if you really examine yourself, any human who examines themselves truly finds everything in themselves. We make a mistake when we turn someone like Hitler into a monster. He's not a monster, he's a guy who's really screwed up and who got too much power and was a sociopath. But he's a human, and Joe is a human. And if you ask yourself the question, what would I do if it were the end of the world and it was me or them? Would I choose me or them? Who would I choose to die? You know, and that animal instinct is alive in all of us. And so
I agree.
You know, and what meditation gives you is it gives you the experience of being something other than your animal instinct, something other than your animal needs and your thoughts and your feelings. Once you know that you're something other than that, you can play with anything.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That is probably one of the best answers anybody has ever given me about getting into character.
Oh, fantastic.
For
yeah.
acting. Fear the Walking Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah, I haven't really seen it.
Right. Neither have I.
Yeah.
Everything else, it just doesn't add up to The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's a very special show. It has had a very special run.
Well, again, thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
And you have a good one.